right, everybody, we are going to start with some mining tonight. We're going to do somewhat of a shorter stream, probably about an hour or 2 hours maybe. And let's get some music going here and go from there. Should be a fun night, though. We're going to try out more mining on Ignis, maybe a few other places, kind of see what we can see out there. So it is definitely time to get the party started. And we're not going to blow you guys away with music tonight. No, thank you. And by the way, we're running the Vulkan renderer tonight. So really seems kind of smooth, honestly. And let's see where we are at on getting our Zeus here. "31 seconds away. Looking good, though. I have to admit, you know, running the Vulkan engine. So we're running the beta. Everything's quality. CIG, TSR for upscaling. Obviously, no HDR, unfortunately. And we'll put photo mode slow on that, high on that. Everything else is high, high, and high. So all that field of view is all the way out. Sharpening. Why don't we do some of that too? And we'll say film grain, yes. And we'll say no to session information code. We don't need that. Chromatic aberration, we'll turn that off. All right. So not bad overall. Pretty good, honestly. So we're going to grab Zeus here, and we're going to take it all the way back to checkmate. So let's go ahead and get the CL retrieved here. Actually, we'll go the medium hanger. Not going to get a Zeus in a small hanger, not today. All right. Are we going to go over to our small or medium hanger? There we go. And of course our Zeus is not here, even though we called it from the ASOP terminal in the lobby. So am I gonna have to claim this thing? All right, while we're waiting on that, let's go. I have a little cargo I need to take with me back to Pyro here. Some supplies. No big deal. All right, let's go ahead and get the cargo elevator down. And let's get a container selected here. Having a little trouble with the cargo elevators today, I see. All right, let's get the ramp down on the Zeus while we're waiting on that. Trying to be as efficient as possible here. Let's try this again. There we go. All right. Got some supplies. And what we'll do is we'll head on back here. All right, and let's get going. And let's get the hangar doors open. And there's that beautiful Zeus. One of the most useful ships in the verse by far. All right, let's get the heck out of here. Get back to the homeland, so to speak. All right, let's head out towards the gateway. And try not to run into anything or anybody. A lot of traffic out here tonight, though. No, I'm not talking about the defense stuff. A lot of ships. A lot of hull C's out here tonight. The Zeus is just so easy to fly. There's another Zeus right there. Such a joy to fly, honestly. Maneuverable. All right, let's go ahead and get the vector indicator where it needs to be. What do we got parked right here? Oh, that's an Idris. That's always nice to see. You know, I haven't... There he goes. He's going in there. Cake enforcement unit. Funny. I'm guessing ex-military. Or current military. And off we go. Let me go ahead and kill the music volume. All right, we're going to be following the Idris through the wormhole here. And what we'll do is we'll grab a mole here at checkmate and then we'll head down and break some rocks. I gotta tell you, that Idris is not flying through here very fast. I thought all ships went through at the same speed, but... Well, now it's showing minus 10 meters a second. Okay. Are you guys gonna purchase an Idris at IEEA? Let me know. I'm curious if there are any big spenders out there in the verse. All right, and he just exited, and we're gonna try not to exit on top of him. So I'm gonna put my vector indicator way up here. I don't want to run into that guy. Fantastic. Okay. And let's go ahead and get checkmate plugged in here. Beautiful. All right. Got a new video coming out on Alpha 4.4. Hopefully you guys check it out and you like it. It's going to be fun. All right. We can get into quantum tonight. That's an improvement. All right. So we're going to head out to checkmate, switch out for a mole, and get busy. All right, let's see what else we got on the music front here. Nice chill music for our quantum back to checkmate. Yep. So it's going to be a nice chill night, nice and easy. Chill music, chill rocks. I'm going to drop a couple of Optimaxes out there, see what we can do with one of those. I really like the cluster modifier on the Optimax. It's such a nice tool to have. Let me know what you guys think of my horizontal chat I got going up there at the top. We are running Vulcan tonight in the verse for the first time ever. It was pretty glitchy in the past, so. So we see we can see here. I'm not a big fan though of this quantum distance disappearing. Just like everything about the Zeus, easy to fly, decent cargo, especially if you're doing those smaller runs. Maneuverable, and you can enter in via the cargo bay in the rear or through the ladder, and I believe it even has a docking port. Pretty sure it does. Could be wrong on the docking port. I'll have to look at that later. All right, let's get a ping out there so we don't run into our home base here. Let's get the speed up. There's our hangar. Let's go ahead and get a little velocity working in our favor here. Nice and easy. There's our hangar right there. It's like we're not the only one mining around here. So we'll get the Zeus landed here and we'll get the cargo out of the way. And then we'll call up a mole and get busy and start making some money. And I think I have like 7 or 8 work orders stacked up that I need to take care of too. But I'm not going to do that on a live stream. I always get pad rammed or some other god-awful thing happens. Rammed at the jump point. Yeah, there is a docking port. Okay, all right. Let's go out that way. Anyway, if you're just joining us, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live tonight in the verse, doing a midweek stream. Am I having a brain problem tonight? I guess that just doesn't work. Okay. That's fine. We'll take the ladder. Whatever. Let's go ahead and get our cargo here. All right, let's get that into storage. Just bringing a bunch of mining modules, Optimaxes, Sabirs. I know you can buy Optimaxes here in Checkmate, but I don't think you can buy the Sabirs. So, got to keep your mining operation fully supplied. You know, you don't want to run out of stuff. You know, I don't know how I feel about Vulcan. I guess that's something I'm going to have to think about here. But I will say it feels pretty darn smooth at the moment. Okay, let's go ahead and get this ship stored. And I'm going to get the music way turned out. There we go. Get you stored. And let's see if we got both moles out here. I think I have 2 of them out here. Okay, this one's running the Keystone. That's Argo Mole. All right, that's our Huckleberry right there. All right, and while we're retrieving that, because I don't know if my store all is still on that mole or not. Focus and focus 2. Any focus 3s. All right, we got 2 containers here. All right, let's go see if we actually have a container on the mole. I should have some mining supplies on here already. I usually like to carry extra modules, mining modules, both passive and active, as well as some gadgets. So let's see if our store all is still here, and if it is, we'll refill it. If not, not looking good. No bueno. All right, let's go get a store all. I don't want to go out there without extra supplies. So what we'll do is we'll grab 3 or 4 surge modules, a couple of stampedes, and some mining gadgets. And then we will head out to Ignis and kind of go from there. And for those that are on the stream, let me know how the stream quality is. Make sure I'm not blowing you guys out of the water with music and all that other stuff. Okay, so let's get these gadgets in inventory. Lots of Optimaxes. Really liking the Optimaxes. seem like you get more bang for your buck than you do with the Bormax for sure. Though there is a penalty, you know. All right, let's go ahead and throw these in here. Never go out in a mole without extra stuff. All right. You never know what you're going to run into. You might need to change your mining config. Okay, so let's go to... let's get off the container thing here, and let's go custom and gadgets first. Okay, so let's put a couple of Sabirs on there. Couple of Optimaxes. I'm only going to carry 3 or 4. Put 1 in the backpack. Oh yeah. All right, and let's go ahead and work on some mining modules next. Gotta have a surge. Gotta have an extra stampede, just in case you knock some stuff off. There's some surge modules right there. That's what I need. Okay, so we got 3 surges, couple stampedes, and that should be fine. I don't suppose I'd have any sustenance stuff in here, do I? Hey, look at that. Take some cruise luxes with us. And let's go ahead and close that out. And let's see which container that was. Yep, that's the 3rd one. Okay. All right, let's get that container out. Get that stored in the mole here, and then we'll get moving. Gaming Tribunal, what's happening, my friend? Glad to have you on. Salute to you too, my friend. Glad to have you on. Yeah, that's a crazy time schedule. Okay, let's send this down. All right, just to make absolutely certain, I don't want to waste my time. Yep, that's our huckleberry right there. All right, let's go ahead and get that guy moved up here. I'm glad I brought some cruise luxes, because I'll tell you what, my man's a little thirsty here. Let's get him taken care of. Humble, what's up, my man? Just out here trying to break and succeed, my friend. But sometimes you fail too, right? What is the deal with... I feel like this server we're on is not great. Can't store it. Can't select anything else. I feel like this server we're on is about to be alt F5 out. I feel like things are just not going well in the verse. I'll be releasing a video tomorrow on 4.4, and I'll be talking about 4.3.2 and how horrible it's been. It's been pretty bad. Yeah, I see you on Discord, Humble, playing doing the Elite Dangerous. All right, let's see if we can get the verse to cooperate tonight. Just weird random stuff going on in 4.3.2. So I'm hoping that when 4.4 is released out to the PTU, things are going to be a little bit more stable from at least the back-end server. I mean, it's just, you know, and here it is. I released a video on CitizenCon talking about how great things have been. And then they pushed 4.3.2 out, and it has just been bad. Not fun at all. All right, let's see what we can do here. Can we get our... There we go, tractor. That's what I wanted. That's all I wanted, actually. Humble, I don't know if you noticed what paint I'm running here, but You gave me the idea, so I got to give you credit, my friend. All right, let's get chat turned off here. Let's get the store all oriented in such a way as to where we can... Well, I did a pretty horrible job there. Hold on. All right, it's going to come down on my head. There we go. Get in there. All right. What just happened? Did I just get pushed off my own elevator? All right, let's try this again. The servers just aren't being good tonight at all. Let's try this all over again. All right, can we board our own ship? So we're gonna go hunting for some tier S materials. All right, let's get this cleaned up a little bit. All right, let's get this situated right where I like it. That'll work. All right. Let's go ahead and get the heck out of Dodge. Let's go find some rocks. And hope the universe cooperates, because I'll tell you what, it has not been a great start. It's like, what did they do to 4.3.2 that made it so just... Let me fix this for you guys, too. I don't like that. There we go. There we go. A little bit smoother on the camera there. Nicer motion for you guys on the stream. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful paint right there. Pretty. All right, let's get Ignis plugged in here. There we go. Trying to get it plugged in. Can we get a route? No route to this. Apparently not in the hangar tonight. Loving the white with the blue. So I've been up to some other things on live streams lately, so I thought I'd get back into my core business here, which is mining. Okay, let's see if we can get Ignis plugged in here. We're gonna have a route. Yeah, there we go. Okay. But still no UI indicator on. There we go. There, it just popped up. All right, so we're gonna hit Pyro 5 first, as always. Whoa, there was an asteroid right there. That asteroid almost got me again. Man, that was, do you guys see how close that was? Everything, you know, the verse is kind of like Florida. Everything in Florida is trying to kill you. The snakes, the sharks, you know, the bugs, the spiders. And the verse is kind of the same way. It's the asteroids, griefers, the weather. So let's see if we can get out there and find something decent to mine tonight. United Resource Workers. So the URW paint on the mole. And I have to give Humble Monk the credit on this one. He gave me this idea, and he said that he loves out the wear and tear on it. So we're gonna see how things look after we get done here. game volume turned up a little bit for you guys. $75 SCU of Terranite. And then got killed by a desync and ended up with only... That sucks, man. Yeah, I ended up with 2 quant rocks side by side out on Monox and had a really nice run. Got really lucky that day. But that was a 1.2 or 1.67 million run just by itself with those 2 quant rocks. Been using the heck out of the Optimax lately because the Bormax just makes me mad. But it's all hit and miss out in the verse right now. I mean, you either get on a good shard or a bad one, and there's really no in between. It's either really decent or really not decent. So, but that is a look at that paint. First time I've had it on the mole. First time I've had it out, and look at it. It's already getting some wear and tear on it just from being in quant. Just in travel. Crazy. Really pretty though. All right. So believe it or not, Humble, I'm not out here for the cash. I'm out here to refine the skills. That's really what I'm looking to do. So, I mean, at worst case scenario, you lose some stuff. I mean, I was telling everybody the other day that I was on a C2 with I think 7 work orders on it, and some dude rammed me when I was at the Pyro jump gate. And you know, that's just the way the verse is. That's the way we roll now, apparently. They're supposed to be doing some work on the back end again in 4.4. That video will be releasing tomorrow, probably around noon, 1 o'clock Mountain Time. Some of you are on the West Coast. Some of you are in other parts of the world, so just keep an eye on the channel. All right, let's find the North Pole, and that ain't it. All right, now off to OM1 here. So that's our North Pole orbital marker, and we're gonna pitch nose down. And let's go right over there. That looks like a great place to be. Okay, let's get the cruise control turned on here. Get accelerated out, and look at that beautiful scenery right there. And where's that moon? There it is. Perfect. All right. You know, one thing that Star Citizen does have going for it over every other game is I don't know if there's really another game out there that's more detailed and beautiful than this one. I really don't. But hey, if I'm wrong, you guys tell me if in the comments or in the chat section. All right, I want to make sure we're pointed at exactly where we want to go. We're just going to go right there. There we go. All right, we're accelerated out to 960 meters a second. Everything there is looking great. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, please hit that gear icon and select 4K for me. Watching the best video quality you can, and let me know what you guys think of the horizontal chat I got going here. I kind of prefer it over the vertical just because it takes up less screen real estate. Making little incremental changes to my stream overlays. have to tell you, this Vulcan engine is really impressive. Pulling 116 FPS and the GPU is only working at 38%. I think I have the NVIDIA software set to max this thing out at 137 frames a second, so there's no reason to try and render more. Beautiful scenery, though. I mean, name another game out there that looks as pretty as this with this much detail. I mean, we can really get in. We can get in tight. We can get in real tight on this thing. Look at that. I almost need to record that just for the heck of it. The piping and just everything. All right, let me get back in the cockpit just to make sure we're going where we need to go. There it is. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that right there. The level of detail. The wear and tear on the paint already. Just the little danger stickers. I mean, just everything. The detail is amazing that they've done here. And there's my beautiful mining head. 2 surges and a stampede on that Helix 2. All right, let's get moved out a little bit. Sorry, guys, for gawking at the paint. All right, we're going to see some atmospheric friction here in just a moment. And then we're going to start doing some ping outs and see if we can get any signatures that are worth looking at. There we go. That looks pretty good. There's that friction we were talking about. What a gorgeous day out here on Ignis. All right. And we begin the day with a 15.8.930. So let's go ahead and decel here. There's our rocks right there. So we'll start the day out that way. And as you guys know, I always like to point into this between the sun and the moon over there. So that's what we'll do today. And I am going to be using the Optimaxes a lot tonight. And I know what some of you are saying. I get it. There's a big penalty for using those. And yes, there is. But man, the payout is just so much better if you can keep the overcharge at a minimum. Okay, so as usual, it's serving up. The verse is starting out our night by serving up gold, which I'm not going to bother with. I'm not really interested. Let's see if it's got something better in store for us here. Glad to be back mining, especially after doing. But I had a lot of fun on the previous streams. You know, did the Stormbringer mission or attempted it. Absolutely got freaking smoked. All right, let's see what else we got out here. There's the sun, and there's the moon. So we'll just go right in between here. And let me get my shields turned off so we can get a little bit more speed out of this. Look at all that wear and tear on the paint right there. Crazy, just from one use. I will tell you, Humble, I've killed a lot of rocks in the last 2 weeks, and I would like to blame the servers for all of it, but I'm going to give it about a 50-50. 50% servers and 50% problems between the keyboard and the chair. Meaning me. Okay, there's a 280 signature, so we'll go check that out. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of rocks, though. But we'll go take a look at it. So we're looking for tier S components or stuff tonight. All right. Oh yeah, these are probably gonna all be real small. Is my guess. So let's get into mining mode and take a look at what we got here. Yeah, 6,000 in Bex. You know, nothing gets me excited here. Maybe this is the one rock. That's the thing about these big returns, these big signatures, is that it's never just a few rocks. It's always like 20. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and scan the rest of these. I think we're pretty much looking for large mass or good material. You know, if they're like 5 quantanium rocks in the 7-8K range, I might stick around, but nope. All right, let's keep on rolling here. Get our speed going here. All right. Now, if I find a really big Vexilite rock, you know, we might go ahead and Optimax that and get the party started, but we'll see. There we go. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so that's a 20,000. So we're getting better on mass. 45, better on mass, but not on material. Yeah, not looking great. All right, one more here. Sorry for coughing in your ear there, guys. So good on mass, not so great on material. So let's keep on moving. Yeah, whenever they pop at 4, that's not really worth looking at. All right, there we go. We got a 10, a 12, and 25. Let's go check out the 25. A lot of rocks, probably small. Well, I was wrong. So that's a 33K Laranite rock. That's a pretty big rock. Another Laranite rock right there. Little Terranite rock. I don't know if I'm gonna break any Laranite tonight. Let's see. Another Laranite rock, 41. Well. And an 18 Bexelite rock. So. $33 on the Laranite. I think I'm looking for something a little bit more valuable tonight. Let's keep on trucking here. Okay, we got a signature at 10 and 9300 over here. Don't think this is really going to be worth looking at, but we'll fly by it anyway. One thing about Pyros, never a shortage of clusters to look at. So that's an 18K Terranite rock. Is there another decent Terranite rock in this cluster? Let's see. Nope. All right. All right, let's keep heading towards the sun. Looking for a big rock tonight. That's not Laranite and not gold. And we're going to keep our altitude a little bit lower here. Gems right there. They pop below 10. Okay, let's go check out the 2020 here. We'll accelerate all the way out there at 440 meters a second. That's another reason I like Ignis so much, is because you can cover a lot of ground. You know, not a bad place to be. All right, had to really throw the brakes on that time. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, 18 in gold. No, thank you. What else do we got? Yeah, not looking great. Small. What's the last rock in the cluster going to do for us? Nothing. All right, let's go check out this 12. I found some huge rocks in a signature that size. Huge. Not many times, but every once in a while. Oh, that's a Ryzen rock right there. We'll take that. Oh, there we go, 2. Now we're talking. Now we're finally getting somewhere. And 10. All right. So we got 2 Ryzen rocks here. So that one's 16, 121 SCUs, 25%. A little bit of inert in there. Oh, look at that optimal. This is going to be tough. All right, let's go pop a mining module on that guy. Not complete. Landing's not complete. All right, let's just make sure we got all our stuff on us. Yeah, we got a couple. Might be able to pop this one with a helix or with the Hofstede, maybe. Oh yeah, we want that cluster modifier, thank you. But we're going to pay a penalty for it. You guys will see in just a moment. All right, let's see what kind of analysis we get here. Already at 84 on the waveform analysis. We'll take it. Dang, we're going to get to 97? 99. We'll take it. All right, let's see if the verse plays nice with me tonight. So we'll go get positioned perfectly on this rock. I'm going to try the Hofstede first. I prefer not to use the helix on this. Oh, wrong laser. So we'll get the shields turned on and we'll see what we can see. And if this Optimax if this situation is manageable on this rock, we'll go throw it on another one too. Nice and close. There we go. Nose up just a little bit, between 5 and 10 degrees. Pitch up, and off we go. All right, come on, servers. Stay with me. Servers are being a little squirrely on me. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. Impossible though. Says it's impossible, but With an Optimax on there, let's see what it does for us. The Hofstad and the Optimax just complement each other so well. All right, this is Ryzen now, so we're gonna take it nice and easy. Get the volume turned down a little bit on the game audio. My lord. Let's see what we got here. Nice and easy on the power level here. There we go. And we'll just let it kind of float right into the optimal range. Nice and easy. Maybe change my power output by 1 or 2% at the most. There we go. Easy peasy. Look at that. Didn't even get into the overcharge, even with an Optimax on there. Nice and easy. Love it. $35% on that shard. And let me get into the options here. I forgot that I reset my controls. Got key bindings, advanced, vehicles mining, switch mining laser, toggle. That keeps me out of trouble. Extraction mode on. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our laser intensity all the way down here. Let me get some music turned back on real quick before we start all the magic. Just chilling out. All right. Power levels all the way down. Look at that optimal. Another 25%. Let's see how well that Optimax did, huh? We're gonna have to keep a close eye on this one. Got my power all the way down at 10%. Let's move it up to 11. Oh, ooh, man, just a tiny fragment of a change right there. Very nice. Okay, let's see what we ended up with here. These are both somewhat small rocks, so we're gonna scoop. All right, let's take a look at this one next. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. There we go. There's a nice 43% shard right there. Take it. There's a 50%. Nothing coming out of that one. 0.79%. I think we'll probably just leave that one on the ground. Another 46%. We'll take it. Not sure how much the Optimax is helping me on this particular rock. A lot of 10. There's a nice shard right there. Why would it even list in there at 0.00? But whatever. Okay. We'll go ahead and grab that one too while we're at it. Okay. Let's get to breaking here. Now this particular material actually sells a lot better in Pyro than it does out in Stanton, so I will not be transporting this to any marketplace out on Stanton. We'll take a look at Regolith and some of the other mining sites out there to see where this stuff is getting top dollar, but it's definitely not at Area 18 at the TDD. All right, 7% on that guy. 50%, we'll take it. Take the 38. Take the 37. End up with at least 20 SCUs of this stuff. Can I not get to this one? Let's see. There we go. Even at 25% laser intensity, it climbs. I may consider pulling this Riger C3 off the Hofstad, actually. Maybe doing something where we increase filtration or increase the speed of extraction. 4%. Yeah, we'll take that. I think we're going to skip the 6. See what this is here. Because I got another rock over there to break. 47% will take that. And we're getting up there. Dang. Brings that power up quick. Gonna inert some of this, unfortunately. Okay, 19%. I got a whole other rock over here, so I don't know what we're gonna do yet. 19%. I need something that's like 50. There's a 34, we'll take it. $14, $7, and $6, and $0. Okay, I wonder if that other rock. All right, let's go find that other rock. We'll bust that one and grab the good shards out of that. Probably gonna end up with about 30-40 SCU of ricite. Not bad on this run. However, I'm gonna refill on the Optimax here. All right, where was that other smaller rock at? There it is. So we have 25 on board right now. So let's go pop a Optimax on that one. That should be a pretty easy break on the Hofstede, honestly. Find a nice place here. Someplace where it won't be upside down. Oh no. It did it. That sucks. This is another feature in 4.3.2 right here. What the? Well, that one's lost. Look at that. And I don't suppose I could hit. Oh, there we go. Hit detach. We saved it. Got lucky. All right, let's try again. Not looking great on the waveform analysis, but we'll give it a shot anyway. Yeah, we'll do 96. That works. What exactly Is that sparking on the bottom of my... There we go. Would be nice to head home with 50 SCU of Ricite. That'd be kind of cool. All right, let's go get the mole positioned here. And then we'll do this little 9K mass rock with the Hofstede. We'll do it nice and easy. Nice and easy. Not up that far. And we got 25 SCU on board now, so definitely not going to get 50, but maybe 35. We'll see. Still a pretty valuable commodity, especially in the Pyro portion of the universe here. All right, there it is. And you guys see how small that optimal is. That's in part due to the material, but it's also due to the Optimax. That's one of the side effects. But luckily, we have a Focus 3 on here. And so that kind of makes up for what the Optimax is doing. So we get the cluster modification, which is really helpful, especially the Optimax works a lot better on Terranite and Bexlite overall. All right, a little bit into the overcharge there, but I'm going to try and hold it in the optimal now. All right, there we go. Yeah, let's see what our little Optimax did for us. Probably going to go for that one first. Okay, the 2% on that one, 37% on this one. Let's break this one first. Get the power level all the way down, and then we'll bring it up. Try and keep it in the bottom of the optimal. Ricite tends to be a little frisky, so we're going to do exactly that. All right, let's see if we got any good shards out of this one. Start left to right here. 16%. Not the greatest. 100%. Yes, we'll do that. %. 44, I'll take it. $36, we'll take that one as well. $25, maybe. We're getting awfully close here, so I want to 26. $35, we'll take that. All right, and that cleared up some other shards here. Let's see what we got. Okay, how about this big guy here at the bottom? Let's go ahead and break him just to see what might come up from behind. And it's a pretty easy break anyway. $31, we'll take that one. And we're getting towards the end here. 24, 22, 16. What do we got sitting right behind him? 7. $27. We'll grab the 26 now. So about 35 SCUs of this material. Not terrible. Oh, there's a nice desync for us, just to remind us where we are. We'll go ahead and take that one next to finish off our run here. All right, we'll fill the tank. We'll fill the bags here with that. Okay, our storage is full. So we ended up with 34 SCUs of ricite. Not bad. For our first run of the night. Can't complain. And this will be nice because we'll have a single refining job with just this material by itself. So I can sell this somewhere in Pyro and then take the rest of the stuff back to Stanton. All right, let's go ahead and get Checkmate plugged in here. Beautiful view out here tonight. Amazing. Love the paint. Might be my new favorite. We'll see. Yeah, 10's tough. It is. All right, let's get everything dialed in here. No reason to allocate power to the weapons. And off we go. Not a bad mining run at all. And I'll see what the sale price is on this stuff. Heck, we'll take it even in smaller batches. That's all right. I'm actually kind of curious to see if my refining jobs are still here. We'll find out in just a moment. All right, almost there. All right, let's get a scan out here, make sure we don't run into our station. And we'll accelerate very briskly. There's our hangar. So smooth, really. I mean, the Vulcan engine is just never pulled 90 FPS at this station before. There's the asteroid that almost took me out. In we go. All right. Okay, we are home safe and sound. Let's go ahead and get some gas. Oh yeah, that paint's already got some wear and tear on it. For some reason, I thought I had a paramed on me. I guess I don't. I'm not using med pens. That's ridiculous. Nice thing about heavy armor is you can carry 2 multi-tools and a paramed all at the same time. Pretty cool. All right, let's get our Argo Mole here stored. And let's see what our refined output's going to be for this rice site. Do a little regolith calculation on the refined value here. Probably going to stop up In the lobby, just hit the med center real quick and grab a paramed if I don't have one in inventory already. All right, are my refining jobs still here? Let's take a look. Yeah, we got 5 work orders complete. Quantanium, Terranite, Quantanium. There's some more Ricite right there. More Quantanium and more Terranite. That's a nice yield on that Terranite. Okay. We'll set up a work order here. No, seriously. There we go. So we'll do fair and exchange. Get a quote. All right, 29.21. And I'm just going to take a look on Regolith real quick and see what it says. So work order calculator is putting this refined material at a total of, if sold, final sell price is $723,000. So, and that's at the market price. 724,000 AUEC on that one. So not a bad mining run. Not bad at all. Okay, let's go ahead and confirm that, and then we'll direct sell the. We'll direct sell the rest of this junk at this console and get it off the mole. That'll pay for my gas, that 10. Beautiful. All right. I like it. Not bad. And we'll sell that someplace here in Pyro, probably at Ashland or someplace else. All right, let's get the mole back out. I'm going to take a little bit of a momentary break here in just a minute, but I want to make sure I have a paramed. One thing I am noticing, just to be totally transparent about Vulcan, is I'm seeing a lot more spikes. So like your average FPS is slightly lower. But it does seem smooth, so. Really? No paramed? Seriously? I mean, I got the refills. Nope. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and it's not mission critical right now. One thing I've noticed about 4.3.2, and you guys let me know if you feel the same way, is it sure does seem like you have to spend a lot more time drinking and eating than you normally would. Like when you have your sustenance at 100%, it seems to drop a lot faster. Maybe they've implemented some new variables here, like, I don't know, suit, or how much weight you're carrying, or... All right. Argo Mole. Get that guy back. There she is. She just appears. So that was a good run, Humble. I mean, it wasn't the best run I've ever had, but a 750 or 723K run is not a bad run, especially for some smaller Ricite rocks, right? I'll take that. Give you guys a nice view of the machine here while I'm out taking a bio break, so I'll be right back with you. Hang tight. All right, we are back. Let's go ahead and get departed here. Got plenty of mining gadgets on board. We got plenty of modules on board, so I think we're ready for almost any rock we might come across. I'm noticing though that on Ignis you're not seeing like the really huge rocks like you do on Monox and Bloom. So you're seeing a lot of smaller rocks. You know, obviously on Monox I was not finding any tier S materials at all. I was finding quantanium sometimes, but no rhyolite or stileron or whatever the heck they call it. All right, let's go ahead and get the, and let's just make sure we got gas here. Yeah, this is all looking good. Got a little wear and tear on our paint now. A little bit, not much. I gotta say, Humble Monk, she still looks like a shiny, brand new mole. A little bit of wear and tear on the front.
Launch complete. Landing gear up.
All right, let's go ahead and get, there's that asteroid that likes to kill me. There's the other one.
Shields off.
And there's that cable. And off we go. All right. Let's see what we can see here. So we're going to head back to Ignis and we're going to look for some more good stuff. And we're popping the top on a Rockstar Zero here. Don't drink a lot of, I don't drink sugar at 10 o'clock at night. Good stuff. All right. Get some music turned back on and get ready to do some chill out mining tonight. It's a weekday. Not really interested in any no drama tonight. Oh, that's very interesting though. One thing I am seeing is that the I'm getting a lot less efficiency on the GPU decoding. That's very interesting. Okay. Wonder why that is. So with streaming, we're using H264. Okay. A lot of nastiness on that GPU encoder. I wonder what's going on. All right. Back to Pyro 5 and then off to Ignis again. And let's go find some more rocks. Pretty excited about Levski and Delamar, or as we used to call it back in the day, Lagski. Hopefully they've optimized it a little bit. So that we can no longer refer to it as Lagski. I hope so, but we'll find out soon enough. I think they'll probably be kicking 4.4 out next week sometime. At least at the PTU. Okay, there's darkness over there. So I think we'll go for the big area right there. So let me get the cruise control turned on. We'll head right towards that. I want a little bit more into the light. There we go. We'll give you guys a nice view as we descend into our mining bliss here. Looking good. Ignis is good though, you know, not a lot of gravity. You can move fast. Pretty decent weather overall. The wind's not messing with you and blowing you around. Not dealing with 240 degrees Celsius. That's another nice thing. And, you know, it's not incredibly hard to find your tier S materials on this rock. No pun intended. Overall, pretty good mining experience. Can't complain at all. So let's get back down to the surface and see what we can see here. And got some videos that got kicked out on X and Facebook and Instagram. So if you guys aren't following me on those, check those out. And get ready for tomorrow. I got a video dropping on 4.4. Let me know what you guys think about that. They have apparently developed that part of the universe mostly for miners. So it's going to be a very mining focused part of the universe. So I'm pretty excited about it. But as long as it's not incredibly buggy and horrible to be in. But this latest 4.3.2 release has just been a tough pill to swallow for sure. But to put things in perspective, it's still not as bad as things used to be. So all right, we're going to see some friction happening here momentarily, and then we'll drop into the atmosphere and see what the verse has in store for us on the mining front. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live in the verse tonight. We've done one mining run, all Rysite on that one, about 30 SCUs. It looks like it's going to, after our refining penalties, it's going to be about roughly 700K on that run, so not terrible. And so I'm pretty happy about that. And we're changing up the music here just a bit. All right, let's pay attention to what's going on here before we smash into the ground. Let's get a scan out. There we go. Look at that right away. 15 and an 18 and 18. Nice area right here. Okay, let's go. We'll just check these out starting right over here. And let's see what we can see. We'll start in the middle and then we'll work our way right and then left. Would like to find some size tonight. You know, see if we can get a decent sized rock. Okay, let's get cruise control off, please. There we go. Okay, so small. 14 on Bex. Not feeling happy about that. Yeah, these are all small. Okay. And aluminum. And we're not out here to mine aluminum. I'll tell you that right now. All right, so let's go check out this one over here. All right. So I wouldn't mind finding a decent sized Terranite or Bexlite rock tonight in the 40 to 50K range. So let's see what Ignis is going to do for us tonight. Okay, this one, Ignis is not gonna do much for us actually, because these are not scanning out at all. Okay, so that's a whole cluster of uselessness right there. And this trick just doesn't seem to work ever anymore. Well, that sucks. All right, let's move on. There was another one over here. A couple of them, actually. Let's go check these out. So we got the one at 6 already scanned, so let's go check out the one at 15 here. That was a 21450 SIG. And we have another one at 14, that's 15380, so we'll go take a look at these first. And if you're just joining us, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live in the verse tonight, out in Pyro. Where else would I be? If you've been watching my streams, you know I know we did Stormbringer and Hyperion. And I hate to say it, but Stormbringer we didn't complete Stormbringer because we were kind of unprepared. Hyperion, on the other hand, was completely bugged. So I'm back in the verse doing some mining tonight. All right, we'll go check out this one first. And let's get energy allocated away from the freaking... All right, there we go. All right. We're looking for a big rock that we can slap an Optimax on tonight and make some... There's a 19K Terranite rock. A 25K gold. Yeah, what else we got here? 36 in Laranite. 57 in Laranite. Wow, that's a big one. and a 15. You know, I don't know if I want to spend. So we got 21% on Terranite. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to skip that cluster. And we'll go check these out over here. Because there was another signature over here that was looking kind of interesting. Terranite rock was a little bit bigger. We'd probably pop that one, but all right. Let's see what we got here. Garbage. More garbage. Yeah, this whole cluster is just. All right, let's keep moving here. Keep pointing towards the sun. All right, we got a lot of energy allocated to the engines here, so I think I already scanned these. I'm pretty sure I did, but we'll double check. Yeah, we scanned those already. All right, let's not crash into the surface today. There we go. See if we can find something a little bit more appetizing, a little bit more spicy. And if you're joining us tonight, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live in the verse, and we're out in Pyro doing some mining, just chilling out. Got some chill music on. Looking for some chill rocks to take home tonight. All right, let's put the brakes on. Usually with these signatures in the 20s, it's going to be a lot of smaller rocks, but you know, we'll scan anyway. Okay, very small Bexelite rock. Yeah, that's usually what we get with this stuff. Yeah, I don't even think I'm going to bother scanning the rest of those. Okay, 19470. Let's go look. Okay, we'll put the brakes on here. And what do we got?
I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we eat steak, remember sleeping on the floor. Still at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot, still trying to flip it out the stove. Rocking fake J's, praying that nobody know. Watch them take my dog away, it was way too hard to stay composed.
Okay, small Terranite rock.
I was tired every day, green light, it's time to go. I don't want to live life fast or die too young.
Let's see if we get something a little bigger over here. Nope. All right. Keep heading into the sun. Keep looking. I want that Goldilocks rock tonight.
in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city.
19K Terranite rock, not bad, not terrible. There's another good one in here that might be worth looking at. So Laranite, a lot of that. Okay, let's keep on trucking. Got a 1950 out there all by itself, all on its lonesome. Not a lot of wear and tear on that paint yet. All right. A single Ignis deposit, huh? I'm just curious what the verse threw out here all by itself. Since we're by it anyway, might as well scan it. Interesting. All right. All right, let's accelerate out of this area a little bit. We'll get up to about 450 meters per second. And what happened to my radar here? I mean, what is this? Is that like if you go back and nope, it's still gone. All right, let's decel, hit the brakes here. And see what we can see. Give me something. I want to slap a mining gadget on something tonight. That's not going to be the one, that's for sure. I'm a little bit surprised we haven't found any quantanium so far. You know, I've been scanning a lot of rocks and not one quantanium rock, really? Verse is not being kind tonight. Plenty of Laranite. Well, we may end up having to take some Laranite home tonight. If we find another big Laranite rock, I think we might just go for it. We got some gems out there. $13 and $29 and $27. So we'll go check out the 13 first since it's closest, and then we'll move over to the other ones. All right. Looks like a pretty big rock right there. A couple of them in here. Let's see what we got. That's a 36K Terranite rock. We'll take that. 22 in gold. Come on, give me something else. What do we else got here? More gold. Well, the Terranite rock's going home with us no matter what. 27 in Laranite. And so it might be a Terranite Laranite night. Get it? Sorry, that was my terrible sense of humor. More Laranite. I think I let my guard down. Certain things ain't the same Okay, so we got 62 and 36. All right. Let's go pop an Optimax on this guy right here. And we're gonna have to get in the big boy laser tonight to get this one. All right. Let's this looks like nope, not a great spot. Let's get on the back side here. There we go. Oh, son of a... No. Hold on. We're not going to roll like that. I know I put an Optimax in my backpack, but that's all right. We have a couple in the... We got a couple on board. I love how the elevator just pops the whole mole right off the ground. Okay. Let's get an Optimax in here. All right. Gotta have another one of those when I get back. I'm still in my armor from our Stormbringer mission. That's why you see me running with 2 Pyro multi-tools and a Parallax. Okay. That's what we want right there. Alright, let's see what kind of waveform we can get here. Let's go ahead and hit the detach. Had one disappear into the dang rock earlier. That was not fun. Oh, wow. Starting out the day at 90. I like that. Geez, 97. 98.
Tired of chasing perfection. Took a lot of L's on the road to redemption and no exception.
99. We'll take it. It's not a bad sight. Putting a mining gadget on a nice juicy rock. It's not quantanium, but you know, it'll work. I actually might be able to pop this one from the front mining head. Let's find out. I can't remember. Are we at 36 or 38? It's gonna make a difference. Let's find out. We'll try from the front first, and then that one's got the triple Ryzen C3s on it. So I think we're limited out on that one at about 33 to 35, but we'll give it a shot anyway. See what happens. If that doesn't work out, then I have a second Helix 2 with... okay, let's get the shields up. And let's go ahead and get nice and close to this guy. 25 meters and nose up between 5 and 10 degrees on the pitch. There we go. Get the gear up. Get into VTOL mode. So we shall try from the front mining head first. You guys are really going to like this optimal. It's not going to be pretty. If we can pop it at all. Okay. Impossible, huh? Not impossible. So the optimal's kind of sucking a little bit, but honestly, with 3 Ryzen C3s on the front mining head, it's really, I'm not noticing a huge difference, even with an Optimax on this rock. So we got almost a 200 SCU rock and 35% of its terranite. So it's not a bad rock at all. So I'm just going to punch the charge level into it nice and easy. We're not in any hurry. We'll let the charge level come up nice and slow. And if you guys are enjoying the stream tonight, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. Kind of helps with the almighty algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, if you like my content, go check it out. Consider subscribing if you think I do a good job and I deserve your time. And if not, don't, of course. Got a new video coming out tomorrow on 4.4. Nice and easy on this rock. And let me know how the stream quality is, guys. Let me know what the sound is. Want to make sure I'm not blowing you out of the water with the music or the game sound or the voice. Okay, we're gonna go nice and easy into this optimal range. I'm gonna just drop the laser power down just a little bit. It looks like 91% is right where it starts to drop off. So let's get it back. Kind of it's like 94 is the sweet spot here. There we go. We got a little bit into the overcharge, not much. And that's a nice easy break, folks. Okay, let's go back and check out the Hofstede now and see what we can see on let's see what the Optimax did for us on this rock. The Optimax really does shrink that optimal charge range, but honestly, the 60% cluster modifier to me personally is worth it, so. All right, let's see what it does for us here. Oh yeah, nice. Get that charge level down, and that's all corundum and inert, so we don't want any of that. All right, let's go ahead and break this one first. All right now. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Okay, let's see if we have any decent little shards here. 57% terranite, we'll take it. $17, we might leave that one for later. 22, not so great. 12. 5, okay. And that one's just garbage. So let's keep on breaking and see what the 58%. We might go ahead and overcharge this big shard right in front of us just to get it out of the way. All right. Yeah, 83. I like that. That'll work for me. %100% inert. We'll leave that alone. Let's try that again. This time without overcharging because we left our laser power at 50%. Oh, what's this one doing? All right. Well, I guess this one's going to break first. Let's get this one done. I didn't see any wind. Anybody else see any wind? It's a beautiful sight right there, folks. Beautiful sight. Liking that. %84 Terranite. 84%. I'm liking that. Let's see what we got here. 100% Terranite on this one. That's what the Optimax does for us, right? With Terranite, at least. Terranite and Vexlight, the Optimax seems to really provide a noticeable difference. There's another 100% shard right there. All 7 SCUs. Another 100%. Okay, that's 9%. Another 100%, we'll take it. %40. Let's see what some of these other... Yeah, so we're going to leave those alone for now. Let's see what we got over here. 4%. 100% inert. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, so I think it did a pretty good job here overall. We got a 46% shard, so let's go ahead and get the party started on this. Let's get the power level down though, so I don't overcharge the rock. There we go. All right, a little bit of a late break on that. 34%, 27%. Another 100% right there. All right, I think what I'll do is I'll pick up these two, the 34% and the 27%. We'll grab a little bit of garbage with it, but that's okay. And then we're going to go find something else. Because we're going to end up with about 37 SCU, I believe. Maybe a little less. There's another nice one right there. Got a 71% sitting right behind it. All right, and we had a 17 and a 22. We may pick the 22 up. We're gonna leave the rest alone. Okay, so not a bad rock. Ended up with almost 40, and we have. And I think we're pretty efficient overall. That's what the Optimax does for us. So Just to look down here, so we have 47 SCUs on board, 38 of it is Terranite. So not bad. Can't complain about that. Let's go find something else. I got a Sabir on board just in case we find some quantanium. I'm a little disappointed with it. Yep, lots of Sabirs. Okay. Let's see if we can find some Rysite or some Styleron, however you pronounce it. Or quantanium, and let's see if we can wrap the mining trip up here with that. I have to say that the Optimax with the Hofstede and the Focus 3 it's a perfect marriage right there. Doesn't get much better than that. The initial break could be a little tough, a little dicey, but oh, that's a nice set of gems right there. At 13, okay. Okay, let's get the shields down so we can move slightly faster here. Get into the proper flight configuration so we can move faster in 5 meters per second. There we go. And we'll keep heading into the sun and see what we can see here. Put the brakes on. All right, what have we got? And if you're just joining us tonight, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live in the verse out in Pyro, of course. Okay, that's 23K. That's gold. We're not really interested in that. I'd like to take something special home tonight. Laranite not getting me excited about that at all. Let's see what else we got. Another disappointing set of rocks here. What do you guys think? 14K quantanium rock? Should we go ahead and fill up the rest of the hold with that? So it's 23%, 69 SCU. Humble call it, dude. Do we take it home or do we leave it? It's up to you, man. Make the call, my friend. I already have almost 40 SCU of Terranite on board, so. Or do we search for a little bit bigger quantanium rock than this? This is only 14. There's no other rocks in this I'm thinking we're gonna leave this one. Find something a little bigger. Let's see what else we can find out here. All right, where is... Not seeing a lot of wear and tear on that paint yet. We'll get there. Let's keep heading into the sun. Keep mining in the daytime for you guys. It's no fun mining in the dark. All right, there's a 2020. Once again, I don't have a lot of hope on that one, but we'll go look at it anyway. See if we can find a nice rock to round out this trip with. Yeah, we'll just scan a couple of the big ones in here just to see what we can see here. Yeah, that's a 9. So the big one is a 9K rock, so I'm not holding out a lot of hope. You know, a 20K return on Monox would be different. That's a 10K. There'd be fewer rocks and they'd be bigger. At least that's what I've experienced so far. Maybe you guys have seen something different out there in the verse, but for me, on Ignis, if you get a 20K return, a signal, then it's usually a small group of rocks, higher in number but lower in mass. All right, let's keep on going. Beautiful day out here on Ignis, though. Okay, we'll go check out the 12. Give me just a moment here. All right. All right, let's see if we can pay attention to what's going on here. Okay, 12, 740, and what else we got out here? Nice. Let's see what we got. Some quartz. More gold. Not interested in gold. Just not. A little Bexlite rock. Smaller. Let's go on to the next one. All right, so 14K Bex. Keep on rolling here. Bloom is another place where I found some really big rocks. Really big ones out there. All right, we got a signal out here at 19 and some change. Let's go take a look. How you guys liking the stream quality? Let me know in chat. By the way, I'm streaming using the Vulkan engine in game for the very first time. I have mixed feelings about it. It's like either extra smooth or I'm getting a lot of variability on the frame rates here. So it's a kind of a mixed bag. Like there's definitely, I can see the potential for sure. Oh, that's a 60K Laranite rock right there. That's a big guy. A 33K Bexlite rock. Okay, we're going to take one of these home. Let's just figure out which one it's going to be. Another big Laranite rock. 44K. And I just want to make sure we don't have something juicy sitting in here with these guys. Laranite. I think we're gonna pop that Bexelite rock and call it on this mining run. Let's see what we can do here. $39K. Yeah, I think that's going to be our huckleberry right there. I don't even think I'm going to pop a mining gadget on that. I think we're going to take this one from the front mining heads here. So let's get positioned a little bit off the sun. Get down to about 20 meters. Nose up about between 5 and 10% on the pitch meter here. And let's go see what the front mining head can do with this. And if it won't crack from here, we'll go pop a Sabir on it and see if we can get it to cooperate. Yeah, we're not even gonna have to do that. Okay. You may be wondering, it says impossible, right? Obviously not. But for those that are new, just take a look at the mining modules I have on this particular mining head, and you'll see why this impossible rock is gonna crack. So we'll put the energy into it nice and easy. Keep it at about 84%, 85, somewhere in there. There we go. Small optimal range, not tiny, but small, but still easy. All right, nice easy break. Let's go, let's get into the Hofstad, do the sub brakes on this. And I'm not going to move the mole any closer. No reason to. The Hofstad, you can reach out and touch somebody with that, so we're just going to leave it right where it is. I gotta tell you, Humble, this might be my new favorite paint right here. And we are getting a little wear and tear here. Okay, let's get the power level all the way down, get into fracture mode here. And that's 100% inert. $16%. Let's see if we can find a little bit better. All right. Notice the optimal range before I turn on the power, okay? Then we add power to the mix, and look at that. And that's that Focus 3. So you can see here, optimal charge window plus 40. Laser power gets reduced by 5%, but I added a Riger, so it increases the laser power by 25 and reduces that window by 1%. So I don't know, it all evens out. We end up with a surplus of laser power. And I'm actually now thinking about pulling the Riger C3 off this Hofstad altogether. And maybe going with an XTR XL or an FLTR XL. You know, something for filtering inert material, or maybe increasing the extraction rate, just to speed up the process a little bit. If I do, I'll update my mole guide that I have out on the YouTube channel. Okay. Now, get too frisky on me now. A lot of newer Star Citizens out there think you have to have a multi-crew, a mole, and you don't. The mole is great for a single crew experience. It really is. Okay, so 32% on that one. So we have about, we'll go ahead and take that one at 40. So we're going to have a mixed bag here of Terranite and Vexilite on this particular run. I've been kind of snobby the past couple of streams that I've been doing mining on and left a lot of stuff on the ground. So now I'm kind of getting back to basics and just starting to, let's see what we got here. 100% inert. I'm going to blow this up. Get this out of the way. Okay. Okay, bring the power level down on that real nice and easy. Don't worry, we didn't pop our modules on that one. Nice and easy. I don't know about a 26%. Let's see if we can do a little better than that. 21%. What happens when we don't have an Optimax on this thing? Looks like we're going to do a lot of braking tonight. I don't even bother carrying Bormaxes on me anymore, but I'm just not liking the return on investment I'm getting with those. They don't seem to be making that big of a difference, you know? They're supposed to have a 30% cluster modifier, but I'm not seeing it. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Man, we're just going to be all 20 and 30% shards tonight on this rock, aren't we? There's a decent shard right there. At least it's half. And there's where that passive module for filtration on inert materials would have been handy. All right, let's keep on braking until we run into more good stuff here. We'll go ahead and take the 32% and get that out of the way. It's not great, but take the 41 as well. Let's see if that cleared the way for something nice. Not looking like it. 32. $27. See if we can get a scan out on that one right there. 8. $22. Okay. All right, well, here's another 32. We'll take that one and get that one out of the way. We're running low on cargo here, so hopefully we run into something a little bit better. 71. We'll take that. I like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and break this one just to see if there's anything a little bit more appetizing right behind it. but it's not looking great. Okay, we'll go ahead and finish our night on this guy right here. All right, so we ended up with, I wasn't able to put an Optimax because I ran out. We'll make sure and not make that mistake again. So we ended up with 38 SUs of Terranite and 23 SUs of X-Lite. So not a bad night. I mean, you know, not terrible. We took home 38, I believe 38 SUs of Ryzen on the previous run. So that was a 700K run. We'll get into regolith.rocks when we get back to the barn here and see what this one ended up at. And then we'll do one more run out here to Monox. Beautiful, beautiful day out here though. Okay. Okay, let's get Checkmate plugged in here. And for those that are new to the stream, the system stats are in the top left-hand corner. We're running everything maxed out here. I don't have HDR on because you can't use that with Vulkan apparently. But everything else is pretty much maxed out. And we're running a 9950X3D with an RTX 5090, so top tier hardware. And I have to say that in Alpha 4.x, things run really, for the most part, pretty nice. I haven't been to Orison lately, so I can't really speak to how well that runs on this machine, but even some of the tougher places in Pyro, I'm still able to maintain 50, 60 FPS most of the time. Not all the time, but most. All right. Not a bad mining run. 50 SCU of pretty decent material. I'll take it. Would have been a lot better if I had all my mining gadgets with me, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Let's go easy. Glad to have you on, my friend. Thanks for joining. And Let's Go Easy saying, been seeing pirates between Pyro 4 and Checkmate. Yikes, that's no great. That's not good at all. I mean, with the 25-minute countdown timer, you can easily. It makes those longer mining runs in Pyro so much easier. Let me know how the quality is for you guys tonight. Make sure you hit that gear icon on YouTube. Man, good to know that Let's Go Easy says you've been seeing Pyros between Pyro 4 and Checkmate. So, huh. So are they trying to interdict you in quantum Let's Go Easy and stop you and then steal your stuff, or what? Have they been jumping you that way, or are they finding you on Pyro 4 and coming for you that way? All right, let's see if we can get back to the barn here. Oh, interdicting, huh? With the mantis. Cool. And hey, Let's Go Easy. Are you on the USA cluster? Or are you out there playing on the Europe or Asia cluster? Where are you getting interdicted at, my friend? Oh, wow. 4 gigamillions out from Checkmate, huh? That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome for you, obviously, but... Are they getting that? And Let's Go Easy, what are you mining in? Are you in a mole or are you in a prospector? What are they interdicting exactly? Or are you talking about running cargo? I'm curious. Oh, wow. There goes a Guardian MX. Or that was a key, actually. Uh-oh. That's never good. The game just crashed out on me. Oh my gosh. I love 4.3.2. Absolutely love it. All right, let's see if we can pop back in. Probably it'll act like an Alt F4, unless that Guardian decides to blow me out of the water. I think I am going to switch back to DirectX 11 though. I feel like Vulcan is probably 80% of the way there, but it's not quite all there yet. Wow. We actually ended up in our hangar. Look at that. Do we still have our material on board? I think we do, but I'm going to go ahead and store the mole anyway. Get this sensitivity turned down just slightly for you guys. So we ended up back in our hangar after crashing out of the game, and my material is missing. So we're going to go down to the refinery and see if it's still showing or not. But there she is. All right. Down to the refinery we go. And let's see what happens. There she goes. I hope it doesn't blow up. End up having to claim it. Can you guys believe that? The game crashes out and I come back in and the mole's in the hangar, right? I mean, just sitting there waiting for me. Pretty cool. The only problem is we're about to find out. Okay. Oh, look at that. There's my stuff right there. Okay. It's all there, guys. Look at that. And we'll do fair and exchange here. All right. So let me run this through Regolith real quick and I'll tell you guys where we ended up. Okay. On this particular mining run. Okay, so for the Terranite, we'll end up with 3237. So about 323,000. And then on the Bexelite, 1916. On the yield. So that was a total of 455,637 for that. We'll go ahead and confirm here. And then we'll go sell the garbage. Pretty sweet. There used to be a day when if you crashed out of the game like that, you'd lose your ship, you'd have to claim it, and you'd lose all your material. So, you know, it has evolved to the point to where at least this was a good outcome. So let's go easy. So just to make sure I got this right. So they interdicted you in quantum, and I'm assuming they were using a Manus. Is that right? All right, back to the hangar. All right, let's get the mole called up, and then I must get some more Optimaxes here. Yep, there it is. She just appears. They didn't even bother with the hanger animations or anything. Okay. Okay, this is what we need right here. I'm gonna take 3 of these. Actually, I'm gonna take a few more, just so we can load up our box with that. Okay, so I think we're in a pretty good situation here. So yeah, let's go easy. Saying yeah, they interdicted him with a Manus and tried to take his mining load from him. Very interesting. But he was on a countdown timer and exploded. It's interesting that things are getting to that point. All right, let's get a couple of the gadgets here in the store all.
I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we eat steak, remember sleeping on the floor. Still at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot still trying to flip it out the stove.
Okay.
Rocking fake J's, praying that
Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and get out of here. And if some of you are wondering how I knew that was a key instead of an MX, it's because he didn't have armor over the cockpit. That's a pretty surefire way to tell. Just from a visual inspection of the Guardian out there. You know, if you see it armored up, it's an MX. Okay, let's go ahead and do some administrative work here. Let's go ahead and do the repair, refuel on the quantum, and get the hydrogen get the gas tank full here. Okay, nothing but turrets out here. Notice how you got Hephaestonite just floating around out here? That tells me somebody got blown up right here. Very interesting. So somebody's definitely out here harassing miners for some reason. Is that what I think it is, guys? Let's go take a look. Oh, he's gone. That was an Idris. That's what it looked like to me. Okay, let's get Ignis plugged in here. You know what? Maybe instead of going to Ignis this time, maybe we go back to Monox. Let's give Monox a try. Shall we? See if we can find a little bit bigger rocks. Less chance of finding Rhycite and other stuff, but okay, let's throw a scan out there and make sure I don't hit a freaking asteroid. Monox is quite a bit closer, so that'll reduce our round trip time here. So Let's Go Easy was saying that he got interdicted by a Manus and a raft and a Cuddy Black. So I'm assuming the Cuddy Black was the one doing the shooting, the Manus and the Cuddy. And then they had the raft there for cargo. Very interesting. Well, now that we know that there's pirating going on out here, it just makes my strategy even better, because by not going to a quantum marker on Monox or Ignis or Pyro 4 or wherever you may be, it doesn't guarantee that you'll be safe and that you'll never run into anybody, but it sure does make it really hard for them to find you. All right, so we'll go ahead and accelerate. Let me get the cruise control on here. There we go. And we'll hit some vertical thrust as well, just to get this orbital marker unobstructed for us a little bit faster. And I'm gonna get that radar maximized out to 60 kilometers in case somebody just pops in. And if you're just joining us, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We are live tonight in Pyro. Got harassed a little bit by a Guardian, not much. Game crashed out on me. I'm running Vulcan. I'm using Vulcan tonight just to see how it's doing from a stability and performance standpoint on the RTX 5090. And overall, besides the one crash, it's been, pretty good. Uh-oh. Shouldn't have done that. Hit the mouse button at the wrong time while we were still obstructed, and so all that did was slow down all my momentum. But a lot of miners will go to different quantum markers and then basically travel out 100 to 200 kilometers from whatever quantum marker they end up near, and you're still pretty easy to find that way. My method, on the other hand, by pointing at a point on the planet over the North Pole, pretty difficult to find. Not impossible. They still could find you for sure. I'm not saying that it will never happen, but it's a little bit harder. All right, so I think we're gonna head in this direction over here. Give us as much daylight as possible. And there, folks, is Monox, another beautiful planet in the Pyro system. They made Pyro so gorgeous. Bloom is amazing. Ignis is beautiful. Monox is beautiful. Just so many beautiful places to mine out here. Really nice. Let me get you guys zoomed out just a little bit here. There we go. And I'm going to grab one more soda while we're waiting here, so I'll be right back with you guys. Hang tight. All right. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me tonight on the stream. Enjoyed having all you guys on. Let's Go Easy and Humble. You guys have been watching, been on the streams and been hanging out with me for a long time. So really glad to have you guys around. So by using this method, you're less likely to be harassed. I think we're going to keep heading this way. It does take a little bit longer to get to your destination, but you probably won't run into many people, and you most likely will not run into an area that's been mined heavily. I remember dropping down into certain parts of like Lyria, for example, and you run across a cluster and half the rocks have already been broken apart. Maybe the respawn has been tightened up a little bit since then, but I have not come out using this method of getting down to the planet. I have not run across any rocks that have already been cracked. Hey, Let's Go Easy. No problem, man. I have a 9-year-old myself, or he's turning 9 in a couple of weeks, actually. Between flag football and basketball and school and parent-teacher conferences and all the other stuff that goes on, I mean, kids keep you busy for sure. Look at those beautiful colors. There we go. Get you guys a glamour shot on the mold there. Just little details on the mold, just always like the lights that flash on the rear engine mounts right there, or the engine panels, and even up here on the front. Just all the little details that they've done in this universe. That's why I put up with the bugs and the instability and all the other stuff that comes along with Star Citizen, because what they have done is done so well. What works, and it's such a pretty game. It really is. I mean, look at this. This is gorgeous. I'm gonna try doing some day streams as well. Let's go easy. So if I see if you're not on my Discord server, hop on, and if I see you online at the time, I'll message you. Maybe we can go do some mining together during the day. Beautiful. Look at that scenery. Just amazing. I wish I could increase the stream quality on YouTube for you guys so you could see how pretty this is. Their VP9 compression just doesn't do the colors quite right. So but the blues are a little bit bluer. The clouds look a little bit prettier. All right, and already we have some returns. We got some signals here, so that's an 18 and a 12. We won't bother with that one. Let's go check this one out and see what we got. So we're looking for a lot of mass. It could be Bexelite or Terranite. Of course, anything above those would be more than welcome. Quantanium, of course, but primarily we're looking for bigger rocks. I want something I can go pop an Optimax on and all right, let's see what Monox is going to do for us tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Starting out 37 on the first return, on the first signal. 25. This one's going to be small. I'm going to back up here. Just look at the colors out here on Monox. Look at the color of the ground. It's green and the reds and the browns. Just gorgeous. All right, so I think that there was another return close by. Yep, 18 out. Can't fly as fast on Monox as you can on Ignis, but it's still not terrible speed. $18.4, and we got one at a 13 something over here, so we'll check out both. Just love the colors out here on Monox. Bloom is absolutely amazing to mine on as well. Really love it out there too. Pyro's just honestly a miner's paradise. There's so many different environments to mine in, and they're all pretty. I have spent zero out in the belt. None. I haven't been to the air in Halo since like 3.16 or 3.17. Oh, look at that. Look at that, folks. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to take that one home. That is a 61K Quantanium rock. Unfortunately, I'm not going to put a Optimax on that. We're going to put a Severe on that one. Look at that, a 26K Terranite rock. So that's a gorgeous rock right here. Look at this, amazing. Interestingly enough, all that mass right here, 30% Quantanium and only 99 SCU. 31% resistance. So I am going to let's take this Terranite rock first. so we'll go pop Optimax on the Terranite rock to start out the night. And then we'll go pop that quantanium rock over there.
Landing complete.
Not my best landing, I have to admit.
Shields on.
The reason I'm not going to put an Optimax on that quantanium rock is because we're going to have to get on to the how many modules do I have on board here? So we have 3. Yeah, so I have, if I need to, I might need to go to a triple surge setup here. But we'll try it with a stampede and 2 surges. I don't know, Humble. You tell me what you think. You think we can pop that thing with a stampede and 2 surge modules on a Helix 2? Alright, let's see if we can find a nice flat spot here. Dang, look at that. Waveform at 94 just to start the night out. I like it. 96. 98. Well, 90, I'm not going to get too greedy. We'll do 98. Okay. Look how pretty this is out here. Amazing, isn't it? I want to actually get a little bit more. Hold on a sec. All right, let's get the recording started here. Really gorgeous. Okay, let's get the party started before the sun goes down here. At the very least, we'll put a Sabir on the quantanium rock. We'll drop the resistance down a little bit for us. But first, we're going to go scoop up this Terranite rock. Big mass, not a lot of SCUs, so that's an interesting development. So I believe that this Terranite rock was in the 24 range. I don't think we can pop that with the Hofstede, but I think we shouldn't have a problem on the front mining laser. So what we'll do is we'll get the gear up and get into VTOL mode, and we'll nose up. We'll just leave it right where it is, nose up between 5 and 10% on the pitch angle. And then we'll go down to the mining head down here on the front, which is a Helix 2 with the triple Riger C3s on it. And we'll start out popping this Terranite rock on that. We'll scoop it, and then we'll get busy on the 60,000 mass Terranite rock. Okay, so let's get the power down. See if we can find a little bit better place. Nope, that's what we're gonna get. Okay. So we'll bring up the charge level on this Terranite rock. We're nice and easy. Terranite and tungsten. Keep that nice and calm. We're not going to do anything crazy here. Nice and easy. There we go. I'm going to massage this one just a little bit through the optimal, but not too much. All right. Nice, easy break. Let's go to the Hofstad and see what we can see here. All right, having a little brain problem trying to get down the ladder. All right, let's hop into the chair here. And let's see what that Optimax did for us on this Terranite rock. Okay. Get into 40% Terranite, and we can scoop it just like that. Okay. 55% Terranite. Ready to scoop. Really? I guess so. Okay, let's go ahead and break this one. Look at the size of that optimal. You know, for those that don't do a lot of mining, that's what that Focus 3 does on this, on what I like to call my extraction laser. I don't use it for a lot of main breaks, but for the sub breaks and extracting I do, it makes life a lot easier. Whoa, 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 hold on. We're floating off the rock here. Little desync there for a second. That, my friends, is a beautiful sight. Yeah, you guys see that late break on that one? Yep, that one almost got me. Okay, that one's tungsten and inert, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna punch this one out of the way. I'm gonna overcharge it. Come on. Thank you. All right, let's get that one out of the way. 100% tungsten. All right, 41% Terranite. All right, maybe a little less power, shall we? Look at that, I'm using 0%, 10% laser intensity, so power is all the way at the bottom. All right, let's see what we got here. 35%, still not a terrible shard, but I mean, I kind of expect a little bit better. 41%. $76, that's more like it. What's hiding out there behind it? All right. Well, it clustered the Terranite, the tungsten together really nicely. right, well, I guess sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Expected a little bit more Terranite than that out of that rock. But I think we're going to leave most of this out here and go focus on that quantanium rock now. There's 100% Terranite raw, only 2.28 SCU, but still better than a kick in the pants. 19, 100% tungsten. Oh, there was another 100% right there. Another 100%. Well, we ended up with a couple of 100% shards, so not bad. All right, 100% tungsten. What's this right behind it? 88%, we'll take that. All right, well, I think I'm going to leave that. All right, let's go ahead and go pop a quantanium rock, shall we? So we're going to try and take this one with one stampede and 2 surge modules on a Helix 2. If that doesn't work out, then we'll unlock the ship ports and drop 3 surge modules on there. If just the 2 surge modules and the stampede doesn't get the job done, I'm gonna go ahead and exhaust all the uses on those, so I don't have to. Let's go ahead and put a severe on this thing to start the day out, though. Okay. Normally, if this was like in the 40K range, I'd probably throw an Optimax on this, but I really don't want to use an Optimax while throwing these stampedes and surges at the same time. It's just a little bit too much for me at the moment. Okay, so there's our severe. So this will drop the resistance by 22% or by 50%. Increase the optimal charge window size by 50, which would be helpful when we're dumping a bunch of energy into this rock. And oh yeah, this one loves going on upside down. So we're at 48%. And I have a feeling we're going to be moving this. 58 is the best I can get on the field range. 70, 80, 90, 91. Can't complain about 91. $94 is a winner, so we'll take it. All right, so we got our severe on the 60K quantanium rock here. Let's see what we can do. And like I said, if we can't crack it with 2 stampedes and or 1 stampede and 2 surges, then we'll throw 3 surges on here. I got a multi-tool on me with a tractor beam, so no big deal. Change out modules. And we're gonna snuggle up to this guy. We're gonna get real close. So we're at 27 meters off this rock. We're actually gonna move slightly closer than that. on the right side. A little bit closer. Okay. And nose down a little bit. All right, you guys ready? It's either going to go well or it's going to go bad, and there's no in between. There she is. All right, so we got the Stampede on Alt 1, and then 2 or 3 are my surge modules. Okay, just making sure I got a lay of the land here. Yeah, it's looking like it might be, oh, maybe. Come on, baby. You guys almost feel like you're watching an expert, huh? But not really. There she goes. That, my friends, was a 60k quantanium rock that we just cracked and didn't even get into the overcharge. How easy was that? Almost felt like you were watching a professional, even though you're not. All right. You guys like that break? Let me know in chat. I got that one recorded.
Extraction mode on. Mining mode on.
Okay. So, this is where the Hofstede with the focus is really going to come in nice. Look at this. And watch that optimal window when I turn the power on. Look at that. Gonna have to turn up the power on the Hofstede today. Kind of makes me glad I had a Riger on this thing. You guys know how it goes with quantanium. When you do get all the sub breaks done, get all the scanning done, start the scooping. All right, 9% quantanium. Let's go ahead and that's 100% tungsten. Dang it, and I'm not positioned correctly. I'm gonna have to nose up just a little bit more. Let's go ahead and see if we can bump this tungsten out of the way here. Well, I was hoping it would move more than that, but it did not. Okay, let's go reposition the mole just a little bit. I need to get nose up. And I'm going to move over here. So we'll go nose up and we'll move it over so we can get the rock on the correct side here, making life a little bit easier for us. Okay, so we'll slide over here. There's our rock right there, and we'll nose up just a little bit. And we can back it up just slightly. All right, let's try that. We were still positioned for the main break, but not necessarily in a great position for the scoop. So now we're gonna go do that. Oh, I could have almost put an Optimax on that one and probably pulled that off. Maybe. There we go. That's a little bit better position to be in. Look at that beautiful sunset, guys. All right. So, do we have any more breaks we can do right now? Okay, let's go ahead and go for that one too. I don't know what just happened there, but whatever it was, it's very interesting. Probably a desync to put my laser somewhere else that it shouldn't have been. What's up, Easy? Glad to have you on, my friend. Thanks for joining. All right. I believe that we're ready to start scooping here. Let me just find some good ones. With that 25-minute countdown timer, I mean, we got plenty of time. We can really mess around here. But I'm gonna scan first. Well, that's an easy decision. All right, here we go. We're getting the timer started. Now it's time to yeah, 37% will take. We got 50 SCUs of space open, so we can be a little bit less picky, but I'm looking really for those 70% up. But a 60% will work for me too. 6%. Glad to have you on, Easy. Welcome. Oh yeah, we're just chilling and mining, my friend. No big deal. We've had a couple of good runs tonight. Transition from oh, that's a big shard. We're gonna pop this one. We were on Ignis and we transitioned over to Monox. So just enjoying the sunset, and we're breaking some rocks here. This was a 60K quantanium rock that we busted with a couple of surges and a stampede module. It was a beautiful break. I have to admit, I mean, I don't give myself as much credit as, but this time I have to give myself credit. That was a pretty nice break. All right, we'll take that one. All right, so we're into the countdown timer now. You know, Easy, I've been working on the line haul missions. He said, is mining a good grind? He only does cargo hauling. Yeah, mining can be a really nice grind if you like it. You know, like all grinds, you gotta like what you're doing. In terms of profitability, absolutely. Yeah, mining can be really good. Where's all my quantanium at, though? There we go. All right, we may reposition and kind of go a little bit more vertical here. See if we can get into some more of the better shards, but hang out with me for a little bit, Easy, and when we get back to the refinery, I'll show you what this rock's worth. 15%, we can do better than that. All right, I'm gonna blow up these tungstens. Let's get this out of the way. All right, come on already, overcharge. Let's go. There we go. Don't have all freaking day. Another 100% tungsten in front of that. What are the odds? Another 100% tungsten. What's up with that? %, we'll take it. 50%, we'll take that one. We're still doing great on time and cargo space, so. Another 100% tungsten right behind that. What a bummer. Let's pop this one. Want to make sure we're staying on the rock here. Not going to pop that one right in front of us. Is this all tungsten? Yeah, we can pop this one and get this one out of the way. All right, let's get some energy into this one and get the party started. I know there's more quantanium than this, than freaking 16 SCUs. Still not a bad run, but now we're getting into 20 minutes. But we do have a short run back to checkmate, so not a big deal. Easy, where are you located at, my friend? There we go. There's a nice little 43%. 41. 19, we'll take it just to get it out of the way. All right, 6. You got to be in Europe somewhere. There's a 50-60% shard. I'll take that. $24, we'll take it since we have a little bit of room. We'll take the 15, get it out of the way. And it looks like there's a piece right there that I can't quite get to. So we're going to overcharge this real quick. Okay. Let's see what we got with this one right here. Yeah, 99% tungsten and inert. Okay. Let's get this one out of the way since it is 6. And the 10 will take that as well. And then I think we'll be about ready to run on back to the... So about 24 SCU on this one, you know. I saw one more. Where was it? It looks like there's a couple right behind that, so let's overcharge that. There it is. I thought there might be a couple more right there. 4%. We don't really care about that yet. Let's see what this one is. 16. I guess better than nothing. All right, we're almost full up here. And that, my friends, is going to conclude that one. So let's go ahead and get out of here now that we're 15 minutes out. Easy, I'm streaming tonight from Montana. All right, let's get back to the barn here before our ship explodes with the vault of cargo. Not a bad mining run. 25 SCU, roughly 24 of quantanium, and a little bit of... All right, let's get checkmate plugged in here. Be a short hop out to checkmate. Luckily, since we got a little bit of time left here, let me get into the proper flight configuration. All right, let's get this spun up, and I'll keep us in mining mode for a little bit longer. So we still have 15 minutes left on the vault of cargo timer here, so we're doing great. Let's go ahead and accelerate out of the atmosphere here. Oh, get the landing gear up. Look at that beautiful mole, guys. What a machine, huh? Give you a nice view of the sunset. Amazing. RSI did create a beautiful world here, didn't they? Well, yeah, I'm about easy. I'm about an hour south of the Canadian border. But the Canadians wouldn't take me because I'm a 5th generation Texan, so. But been up to Banff and Jasper and some of those beautiful parts of the world just north of me. Really love it up there. It's amazing. All right, let's keep that. We got 13 minutes left. It's going to start griping at us right about the time we get to the. Here's our current stability right down here. You guys can see that kind of dropping on us. So 20 SU of Terranite, 23 of quantanium, so not a terrible mining run. Let's see what we got. All right, back to checkmate. Let's throw a scan out there just to make sure we don't run into anything. We're going to accelerate hard into the Hey, easy. I think they just fixed the Hull C, right? In this latest hotfix. And with Levski coming and Delamar, it sounds like the cargo runs are about to really become big. All right, let's get a hangar. And let's try not to run into any asteroids. And there's our vault of cargo warning. Yeah, and somebody's shooting at me for some reason. That's okay. A-grade shields on the mole, bro. It's gonna take you more than that. And we'll just keep an eye on things until that door is closed. Whenever you get harassed at checkmate, the best thing to do is just wait until your doors are closed. People try to pad ram you. Okay, I think we're in good shape here. Let's go ahead and get the mole stored. It's going to take more than that to take down a mole with industrial A-grade shields on it. There she is. All right, let's get her stored, and then let's go see how much money we made on this one mining run. Easy, I'm going to tell you, I'm probably not into Hull C money, but we'll see. You tell me. All right, we have the mole stored now, so the countdown timer is paused. Let's go down to the refinery deck and see what we can see here. I actually own a Hull C as well. Would love to learn how to do cargo runs in it. All right, so let's get the there we go. Okay, so we have 2360. Let's see what our refined amount's going to be here. Okay, so let me get the calculator out here real quick on Regolith. So for the quantanium by itself, 4.6. We're looking at 545,000 after this job is complete. And then if we add in the Terranite, at 1735, So this is a 700,000 run right here. That was about 30 minutes, 40 minutes maybe. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit confirm here. Minus the 31,000 cost, of course. And then I have a bunch of orders processing right now. This mining run right here easy took about 45 minutes, and that's 700,000 right here. By the time you add all these together, I'm guessing we have about 4 million, 5 million in mining refined jobs here. And then of course I sell off the junk, do a direct sell right here. So a couple hours of work. And the junk is worth about 11,000. So that pays for my fuel and repairs. Yeah, so basically the same as the hull. See, I mean, it depends on what you like doing. For me, it's mining. I have not tried doing cargo runs with the hull C yet, but I'm definitely open to it. I did a video on the YouTube channel about doing the Red Wind line haul missions. I had a lot of fun with those, but basically because I was getting shot at. But outside of the Red Wind line hauls, I haven't done a ton of cargo. And actually, if you want an exact amount on all those runs, let's do that. Let me just run back down to the refinery and I'll tell you exactly how much. I think pretty much all the industrial gameplay loops, the yield, how much you're making per hour is pretty much going to be, they're all going to be pretty aligned. All right, so we got 8 work orders total. Let's just start at the beginning. I'm just going to use the calculator here. So 905 on that Terranite, on the that's $250,000 on the quantanium right there, and then the Terranite's going to be 3669. That's going to be, so that job right there, the first one's 546,000. So I'm just going to write this down real quick, just so I know. So 546 for job number 1 right there. Job number 2 for the quantanium at 3154 on the yield. That is 830,000 right there. The Ryzen, the 1086 on the Ryzen. Here, if we sell that here in Pyro, that's 265,000 on that job. So let's move on to this one. So 1495 on that quantanium job right there. That's an additional 390,000. The 6252 on the Terranite. Is 616,000. And then the yield on this right site And thank you for the, really appreciate the sub. They're easy. On this rice site, we're looking at a total yield of 29.21. So we're looking at 2921. And I'm just using regolith.rocks. That is an additional 723,000. If sold in Pyro. Then on this next job on the Bexelites, 1699 plus the Terranite at 3237. So that's 435,000. And then finally, on this next work order, we have 2046 on the quantanium plus 1712 on the Terranite. So that is going to be a total of an additional 700,000. So if I do the calculator on all these together, so you're looking at 4.505 million here. So 4.5 million, and I would say that this is probably, these work orders are probably about a day's worth of work for me, you know? So not bad. And so what I'll do is I'll sell all the ricite here in Pyro. And if I have Stellaron or Styleron, however they want to pronounce it, I'll sell that here in Pyro too. So all the tier S materials that are unique to Pyro, you want to sell in Pyro because you take a big hit. By moving that material into Stanton, at least what I'm seeing on the marketplace right now. So all that stuff I'll sell out here, and then the rest of it I'll find a market for it out in Stanton, and I'll sell the rest of it out in Stanton. So all I got to do is transport that, and I'll probably do that in the next couple of days. But yeah, I'm not mining for the money. I'm just based on. So rewind the stream easy and take a look at what we did on the 60K quantanium rock. That's considered to be somewhat of a challenge. I know that there's some miners out there that'll say, oh, that's easy, I do those all day long every day, no big deal. But for a solo miner, that's a pretty big rock, to have a rock that size. And so rewind the stream and check that out and watch that. And then, but yeah, about 4.5 million for roughly a day's work, you know. So if you spend six hours or so mining, you'll probably be able to pull that off. Once you have some experience and know what to look for. Check out my mole mining guide on the channel. That'll tell you how to set up your mole. And that is the machine that will earn you the most money the quickest in the mining world right now. There's another one that's supposed to be coming out at some point in time that's gonna be even better, but it's not out yet, so. So check that out. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a night. We've been streaming here for a couple hours now, and I appreciate everybody joining. It was really great having you guys on. Let's go easy, Humble Monk. Easy. Glad to have you on. Thank you for the sub, my friend. Really glad to have you on. Rewind the stream. Watch us pop that big rock about 45 minutes ago. And in the meantime, if you guys like my content, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out my stuff on YouTube. And if you like the stream, give me a thumbs up. Let me know how the quality was in the comments. I'm always looking to improve my stream quality. And I want to make sure that my sound is dialed in just right, that I'm not blowing you guys out of the water with music. Not everybody likes my musical taste, and I get it. Making sure the gaming audio is tuned just right for you guys. I want to make sure that your viewing experience is the absolute best it can possibly be. And in the meantime, easy. Enjoy the European trip, my friend, and safe travels back to Canada, man. And thank you for joining tonight. Really appreciate having you on. And everybody else, you guys have a fantastic night.